I'm too good to you. I'm way too good to you. You take my love for granted. I just don't understand it, no.
Welcome everyone to this week's episode of Unrooted Softball Edition, and my guest this week is none other than freshman pitcher on the softball team, Victoria Cervantes. Victoria, thanks so much for joining me on the show.
You're welcome.
So let's start by getting to know you a little bit better. This is of course your first year here at Menlo, and you're from Escondido, California. An interesting note with that, you and teammate Lauren Harrison are both from Escondido, and you're both freshmen this year, so I gotta ask, did you two grow up together?
Yeah, we actually started playing together when we were about like 8 years old. We would play on different teams during regular season, and during All-Stars we ended up on the All-Star team together. So we had like a lot of years together to play, so it was nice coming here to be able to play with her again.
Now, is that something that both of you had in mind, that you'd be going to Menlo together?
I got in contact with Menlo, with Pana. And actually, we went to a camp in Sonoma State, and we came here, and I was just supposed to practice with the team, but she ended up coming out too, and they really liked her, so it was kind of cool that we both got to come together.
Awesome. You were no stranger to success at Escondido High. You went to the championship game for the CIF your senior year, and you won a national championship in 2012 with a 14 and under all-star team. How did high school mold you for the level of competition that you're facing here at the NAIA? Well,
definitely high school wasn't, I would say, as competitive as travel, but it definitely getting all the reps and, you know, getting all the exposure to all the games and like pitching a lot, it definitely helped getting to this level.
Now, I've heard from an anonymous source on the team that you have a release word before you pitch, and apparently this is something that all the softball pitchers have. So what's yours?
Mine's not really anything special. It's just right before I go to pitch, I just say throw it, to kind of just like trust, like tell myself to like trust myself and just kind of throw it. You know, I've worked so hard to like be where I am, so yeah.
Now, who came up with the idea for a release word? How did that start?
Coach Pana is really big on like us pitchers and like players trusting ourselves, so she came up with that, so all the pitchers have something that will help them.
Now we'll talk a little bit about Coach Pana here, because you know she works a lot with you guys and with the catchers on the team. What has her role been in helping develop you and the entire staff throughout the course of the season?
Well, I think she has like helped us a lot. I know she's really tough on us, which is good. I know sometimes people are like, oh, I don't know. But she's like helped us a lot, and she really just wants the best for us. So I believe that she's helping us put in the work to get where we are.
Now, you guys had a pretty good weekend last weekend. You swept Dominican University. It was here at home, a split doubleheader, one at home and one where you guys were the designated road team, a little bit weird. And then you split up in Reading when you took on Oregon Tech, a ranked opponent. How have you seen the team grow so far in the first few weeks of the season?
Well, being a freshman, like obviously the returners have played together, but there's been some freshmen on the field starting, so it's definitely helped us being able to like play more together. It's helped the team like come together on the field, so I think it's helped us a lot.
Yeah, now we go back to those long games against Oregon Tech. I mean, you guys played 10 innings in the first game where you lost 10-9. You started that game, by the way. And then the 3-1 victory in the finale, which was 8 innings. So you guys played 18 innings of softball over the weekend. How hard is it for you to stay engaged in a ball game that just drags on for so long?
Yeah, it's definitely difficult playing all those hours. I know like everyone gets hungry, we like start to lose energy, but I think Coach just really reminds us to keep going, you know, and like use the food as motivation to, you know, get the job done.
So then what was the post-game food?
I believe it was Chipotle. We get that a lot.
That kind of the preferred meal from everyone on the team?
Yeah, a lot of people like it on the team.
So what's your go-to at Chipotle?
I'm not a big fan, but I usually get the tacos, but this time I got a burrito, so.
And did it hit the spot?
Yeah, I did.
There you go. We'll go back to your first collegiate appearance. It was in Game 3 of the Southern Oregon series, and you got the start in that game, and you were just absolutely dominant on the mound. Complete game, 7 hits, no earned runs, and you had a couple of strikeouts. What was your thought process like before the game, and how did you execute the game plan?
You know, it was like I just thought of it, it's like, wow, it's my first like college game pitching in it. We had lost 2 before, so it was just like, let's just go out and win this game, So I was just really focused on trying to help my team as best as I could.
You absolutely were fantastic in that game, and then of course you got the start in Game 1 against Oregon Tech. That was a crazy game for you guys, going up so many times and then falling back and tying it. Oregon Tech did in the bottom half. What was that game like for you as a pitcher?
It was definitely very long. Like, I know my body was getting tired towards the end, but I just try to keep pushing, and help my team out.
Did you keep track of how many pitches you threw in that game?
I have no idea, but definitely feel like the after effect of it. Pretty sore. Yeah,
we didn't have the numbers on the final stats, but throwing 9 innings in a softball game, I imagine that was quite a few pitches. The pitching staff this year is relatively young. The only returner from it is Jordan Kennedy. Do the pitchers bond as a group, and if so, how do you guys form that kind of click?
We all have different personalities, but I do believe that we all get along very well, and Pena tries to keep us together, and I believe that just like having pitching in common helps a lot.
The schedule has been hectic so far for you guys this year. Games are being played at different locations. Times are being altered because of weather, just like the series this weekend in the 2017 NAIA SoCal Classic. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. How hard is it for you to stay focused with all of these last-minute travel adjustments that you guys are having to go through?
Well, as some people may know, but some people maybe not. We got our games changed to tomorrow and Thursday instead of this weekend because of the rain. But it's definitely difficult, kind of being a freshman. I'm new to all this, but we just have to stay on all our stuff. In school, it's really important. So we just have to be able to be versatile.
Talking about that 2017 NAIA SoCal Classic, you guys have 6 games in 3 days, starting tomorrow at 4:00 p.m. So they got to drive all the way down to Biola University in the morning and then turn around and play 2 games tomorrow. But the challenge is you guys have 6 games against 6 different opponents.
Right.
So what is that like from a scouting sense? how do you guys go about trying to scout the opposition and know what they're going to bring to the table?
So for the past games, we've had we've said, no, this person is quick, this person has a lot of power, but having these different teams, it's very difficult, trying to see, oh, this pitcher is like this. So we just kind of do our best and do what we can.
So, I think it's time we transition into our final segment of the show. It is called Brownie Bites. Victoria, I'm going to ask you 3 random rapid-fire style questions. Answer them with your best hilarious answer or whatever you want to choose, and expand as necessary. You ready to go?
Yes.
All right, question number 1. And this one was asked by a teammate, so I didn't come up with this one. What is your favorite dance move to break out on the field?
Well, one of them I like to cook a little bit, but I have a handshake with Shiggy, so we do that. Or I do this weird one, but it's kind of hard to do now. I need cleats on, so.
So how did the cooking one come about?
I don't know. I just, over the years, I've been doing it. It's like a dance move, I guess, that people do.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
Question number 2. Which teammate would be the worst at surviving in the wilderness?
That's a hard one. I just think Ari, maybe, because I know Teddy said she'd have a hard time in Fireball. But
That's right.
I think Ari, she would definitely be.
You guys have been throwing her under the bus quite a bit here these last 2 weeks. We're going to have to get her on here and see if she's got any response back. Question number 3. What is your go-to song to karaoke when you're alone in the car?
I would have to say Love on the Brain. I mean, I'll be with the girls, my teammates, and we'll all sing that together, so that's pretty fun to
Who
do.
sings it? I've never heard of it.
Rihanna.
Oh, that would explain why.
Yeah.
I don't exactly follow Rihanna too much. Well, Victoria, thank you so much for joining me on the show. It was a pleasure. And fans, as a reminder, we will go through the entire schedule here for the 2017 NAIA SoCal Classic, and it is a doozy, so you might want to jot this down. Starting off, Menlo College will play tomorrow on Wednesday, and since this is being produced on a Thursday or Friday, it won't be tomorrow, so those games will have already happened. I have no idea why I just said that. But the 2017 NAIA NAIA SoCal Classic begins on Wednesday. Menlo College will be taking on Embry-Riddle of Arizona and the University of Antelope Valley. That's the doubleheader on Wednesday. Thursday is the good old-fashioned triple header that starts at 12 o'clock with the College of Idaho, and then they will be taking on the University of British Columbia and Northwest Christian, with that last game against Northwest Christian at 8 o'clock p.m. So that's a long day for you guys down there. And then you wrap it up on Friday, weather pending, at 10 o'clock a.m. against Northwest University. And then you're going to be coming back up here, and I've been hearing talks about potentially scheduling a couple more games
on Saturday,
for Saturday. So stay tuned, because there's a lot of schedule changes that have been going on, and we'll be bringing them to you as we get them on www.menloathletics.com. Well, we invite you to stick around for next week's show, when Victoria Cervantes will get to choose the next teammate to be interviewed and thrown under the bus by me, Brian Brownfield. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend, and we will see you right back here next week.
I'm too good to you, I'm way too good to you. You take my love for granted, I just don't understand.